Let me know, let me know.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Donald Walker. And for the next several minutes, I would like to introduce you to a remarkable innovation that is changing the future for children and adults living with autism and autism spectrum disorder. Teachtown Basic is an innovation that processes through the stages of diffusion and reach critical mass more rapidly than most autism products on the market. Timing was perfect for Teachtown because the market was full of ineffective products, particularly for education. Beginning with the research in 2006, Dr. Chris Whalen, Teachtown Basics Evidence Innovator, produced a research-based approach that was marketed to educators and adopters in the education industry on a limited basis in the Los Angeles public school system via trial study with the University of California, Poly. The product was so outstanding and it was so well received by early adopters such as the teachers, parents, and students that the school system moved forward with full mass distribution to the more than 700,000 populated district in the state of California. These outside school districts or late adopters were so delighted with the product as well and became agents and champions of Teachtown Basics. This, along with the early success, enabled Teachtown products to have sustainability in the education market. Teachtown immediately began receiving notoriety via word of mouth, online text and product distribution, and asserted active marketing strategies in campaigning for their product. Soon thereafter, Teachtown became headline news on technology, media, and communication channels across the nation. It was from this series of events that federal government, late adopters as we may identify them, agents acknowledged Teachtown as a valuable innovation that effectively produced change in students diagnosed with autism and autism spectrum disorders. This series of events over the last 4 years enabled Teachtown to reach critical masses and began marketing its product globally in Europe and Asia. As we move forward, and I ask that you enter the world of Teachtown with me, Dr. Chris Whalen advice recently at a convention was simply this: giving light to autism demonstrates a willingness to lead. The need for an effective tools to manage the behavior of children with autism and autism spectrum disorder is the next generation of educators' greatest challenge. We believe that the product must be teacher and parent friendly. We believe that the product must be application based with the ability to allow interactive responses which contributed to constructive learning and applicable knowledge. However, before all of this matters, we must demonstrate and convince the millions of Americans, educators, parents, and politicians that autism is real. We want to give you an opportunity to meet your child's next best friend. Teachtown Basic. The very first task was to present data from the school system and communities that autism was problematic and it was real and was very much a threat to the average American family. Teachtown had on its side a growing concern by many parents that the disorder, unlike other disorders, impacted all populations and demographics. Singer, 2009, reported that 1 in 100 children had been diagnosed in 2009 with autism, with the numbers increasing. These numbers, Singer suggested, would only become greater and impact more families, resulting in a greater strain on public school and public education resources and families in the next generation. So in retrospect, the critical needs had been established by previous administrations having not allocated significant resources to meet the need of the growing cases of reported children suffering from autism and autism-related disorders. It appeared that Teachtown timing was perfect, and the industry was ready for an innovation that was evidence-based, supported by theory, and showed promise in every trial study. Although being in a great position, Teachtown still had to establish credibility and construct a marketing plan that would allow for networking to independent adopters. And so we move forward. Teachtown faced three main development concerns. First, the ability to reach the masses. Number two, the instructional format that could developing a instructional format that could interact with the various forms of autism. And number three, the product's market affordability for all families and all educators. These questions had to be answered, and Teachtown aggressively pursued grants and public and private scholarships. Within 3 short months of research, Teachtown landed its first grant from the National Science Foundation in 2009. Since that point, Teachtown received millions of dollars from private and public grants, which aided their diffusion into the U.S. education system and markets, via networking and word-of-mouth communication channels. Middle and late adopters like Margaret Spelling from the Bush administration and even President Obama himself began to see the promising results of Teachtown products and began supporting autism research through the No Child Left Behind Act of 2001. As we move into the research component of this presentation, I would like to take a few seconds out at this point and allow you to hear directly from the founder of Teachtown, Dr. Chris Whalen.
Get on there and use it and watch their faces light up and watch the parents light up, and I mean that's the big reward. So seeing those moments, that's very rewarding. Terrific. Yeah, I think a product like Teachtown is really valuable to a lot of families, particularly families who live in rural areas or families who don't have a lot of funding or families who are in areas with big waiting lists and that sort of thing. I think it's a very valuable tool. We actually have some very large school districts in California and Washington that have adopted Teachtown and are very happy with the results. The teachers really love the data tracking components of it. One thing that's really nice is you could be a working parent and log in and see how your child's doing at school that day. So it's a real nice way to bring the parents and the teachers together.